Yay, everybody. Hi, I am Robin, certified nutrition specialist, and I realize that for whatever reason, my computer is doing interesting things for 2023. That's what we'll say, but we're going to roll with it. We're talking about how to grow your own produce. There's no better time than to do that. So we're going to talk about it. It answers some questions that you may have and questions that you may not know that you have. But the goal here is just to inspire you to think about a different way, an exciting way to grow your produce. And we're always wanting to inspire healthy living around the world. And again, my name is Robin, certified nutrition specialist, and my co-host is Elizabeth Fry, somewhere in the screen, but you'll see her. So what is the Tower Garden? Y'all have seen it, you've heard about it, and we're going to really help you to understand what it is. It's a patented vertical aeroponic growing system that uses air and water to produce fruits and vegetables. It uses all natural earth minerals, a growing solution that we call Tower Tonic. It's designed for both plant and human nutrition. And with the Tower Garden, it uses 98% less water than traditional gardening. It reduces the carbon footprint by eliminating food. I'm trying to read this. We'll just leave it at that. It reduces the carbon footprint. It uses 90% less water, and that is true and important. It recycles 100% of the nutrients and the water, and big deal, eliminates the need for pesticides and herbicides, producing clean, fresh food. If that doesn't excite you, I don't know what will. Clean and fresh food, everybody. So the soil that we usually have our food in is oftentimes depleted. So the crops grown decades ago were much richer in vitamins and minerals than today. And intensive agricultural methods have stripped the soil of the nutrients. So why aeroponics? It truly does grow stronger and healthier plants, grows faster. I'm telling you, you can start eating on your Tower Garden quickly, faster than you could imagine. And it's higher yield and less space. The Tower Garden is not even the best kept secret. It is the future of urban gardening. So you can see it in so many places, in airports and universities and convention centers and restaurants, just all over the country, on businesses and homes. It's just what's going on these days. There's also a curriculum for students to use. So schools have them, and then homeschooling parents use them as well. And you'll just see some pictures of the towers. The tower, the big question is, what can I grow on my Tower Garden? And you can grow all varieties of lettuce, beets, kale, dill, cauliflower, peppers, etc. So many things, anything but root vegetables. And that would be like your bulb onions, but you can grow green onions and carrots. And then someone asked me, could they grow lemons? And I was like, lemon comes from a lemon tree, right? So we're not growing anything that is growing from a tree, but all your veggies, you can do it. And here's a picture of a whole bunch of towers on a rooftop. I love this photo because this is my produce, and I do not have a green thumb. I just don't. And when I was told that anyone can grow because it's easy, I said, give me one, or let me get one, because I wanted the healthy produce, but I did not want to take the time. I did not want to play in soil, and I don't have time to water and cultivate and do all those things that a traditional garden entails. So I'm the lazy gardener. I, in the winter, only fill up the reservoir where the water goes every 2 weeks, and it waters itself. And these are my beautiful peppers and cucumbers and squash and bok choy. So I know my computer is frozen again, and I don't know why, but you can grow at the top. This is just an example. You don't have to do this, but this gives you an example. Basil, cilantro, dill, mint, and parsley at the top. In the middle, arugula, chard, kale, lettuce, greens. At the bottom, the heavier plants, cucumbers, green beans, peppers, tomatoes, zucchini. So that gives you a wide, big old salad. It's having a farmer's market at your back door, and it saves you money. You can grow indoors or outdoors. If you're growing indoors, you must have the lights. The lights. So right now it's winter, and depending on where you are in the country, you might be growing indoors, and you can grow again all year long as long as you have those lights. So tower gardens make gardening affordable. It pays for itself. Once you get it and it's paid for, it's like printing money. You can grow, 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 grow. It's designed to work and built to last. I've had mine for almost 7 years now, and I bought it once and I still have it. So there are two different versions, the Tower Home and the Tower Flex. The Tower Home is smaller and it comes with the lights, and you can grow. There have 32 different ports, but there's some ports in there for microgreens. So we'll just leave it at that, and you'll have questions, we can answer that. The Tower Flex can be used inside, but it's more of an outside. It's bigger. The reservoir where it holds the water is bigger, and you can see that, and it grows 20 different plants outside. Now, people want to know, what's the investment for the Tower Garden? So the Tower Garden Flex, that's the one that is generally outside. Generally, it's bigger. It comes to about $56, and there may be some tax in there depending, but approximately $56, and you pay that over monthly for 12 months. So after you do that, it's all bought and paid for. There are accessories if you wanted to add a cage, or there's other things that you can add, but I did not, when I purchased mine. And wheels, you can add wheels if you wanted to move it. I just wanted to grow. I didn't add any accessories, and I paid my monthly payment. And once it was 12 months, it was all paid off. You pay it off beforehand. There's no interest. But listen to this, for just the $56.67, you can get it shipped to your house like today and just get started right away. And they trust you that you're going to make the rest of those payments, and just grow it. And you can grow flowers, not just the herbs and the fruits, but you can grow flowers. So some people really like to make their tower pretty. Not me. I just want to grow. I'm not so, but some have flowers, and there's a purpose for having that. And you can grow 20 full-size plants. And then you have the Tower Home, which with the lights is about $81 plus tax in there. Same thing, 12 months. And you can grow greens and herbs and all of that. And there's 32 plants that you can grow in your Tower Home. Here's a photo of different towers, and you can grow strawberries. The Strawberry Queen is on the line. I don't think it's strawberry season right now because it's winter, but the Strawberry Queen, Elizabeth, is on the line and wanted to give you all some snapshots of the tower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this photo up, and I'm going to ask Dee, and then I'm going to come back to Elizabeth. But Dee is I did record. Okay, I got nervous, y'all. I got nervous. Thought I didn't record, but I did. So I'm going to ask Dee a couple of questions. Now, we usually have towers that you all can see, but some of them are outside and it's raining. Can't go out there. And so, but I'm going to ask Dee. Dee, how long have you been growing?
A year.
A year.
Yeah, a year.
And so tell us, what are you growing, or what have you grown with your tower?
I hate that I wasn't able to get downstairs today. I really hate it. I would have loved to shown it to you. And I didn't think I had either. Had my husband do a video, and I should have sent that to you, because I'm like, she could have did a screen share and we could be looking at this right now, right? So I didn't think about that.
No
But
worries.
yeah, so right now we're growing tomatoes, which just came in, and we just replanted maybe 6 weeks ago. So the biggest thing we did, because I've learned, right? I'm not a gardener either.
Yeah.
Actually, I love to tell a story if we have a second, because I want people to understand how important these towers are, and because it took a lot for me. It's taken a lot for me to sit here today.
Okay.
I am a less able person. I spend up to 23 hours a day in my bed. I'm sitting on my bed right now. Normally I'm laying down because of I have surgical and back issues still left, but I'm a Crohn's and colitis person, and I've had it all my life, and we didn't know. So all my life, I've mostly survived on rice, anything that like didn't upset your stomach, right? And we didn't know. I'm almost 60, so we didn't know these things. So fast forward to now, right, where we find out all these things, and here comes, the Juice Plus product, the other part of it, capsules and stuff, which I still feel is the reason I'm here. Like I'm in daylight, which I used to couldn't do all these things, but we learned it was nutrition, right? As science catches up with all the things our parents already told us, nutrition. So nutrition helped my body heal a lot, but it didn't change the 50 years of scarring that I had in my gut. And I've also lost my colon. So
Oh,
for me, every single thing I put in my body is important. And the more nutrients, the better. So when the
mm,
tower came, when
mm,
I learned about it, I was scared because I knew it made sense, right? Because now it's fresh. I was buying frozen stuff because, more nutrients, right, than what's at the store because, it loses that nutrition and stuff, right? Plus, again, I can't digest a lot of fruits and vegetables because of all the scarring and stuff
mm.
in my body. Yeah, so like it's painful sometimes, but I love salad. I still love food, and now I get to actually enjoy it. So when I was scared, I'm like, it took me probably 2 years of thought because I'll kill everything. I even got some other plants. They even got me like this flower thing. They were like, it'll never die. I killed it. So I'm like, I can't, I'm not going to be able to do this. But it turned out, like you said, you put the water in, and we did, no joke, we forgot to put water in it twice, but it came right back. It just looked like it wilted or something like that. And I was like, wow, the tower's doing poorly. We never do anything. I was like, that's it. We didn't do anything. It had no water. And I'm in Arizona. I moved to Arizona. So I'm thinking it's impossible to grow here. So I had to go a whole year and watch people grow. Some people do bring their outdoor tower indoors in the summer because it's 120 here. Other people grow year round outside. It's things you learn, like you can put ice in the water reservoir and stuff like that. So currently, like I said, we've learned now. What we really learned is me eating right off the tower has helped more than anything else that I've done. It's helped more
Wow.
than anything that if you're going to eat, right, you need to eat what helps you. And it's also helped my family because my kids, or although they're older, my teen wouldn't eat anything. But because it's off the tower, you know, I can say, hey, go out there and get a salad, and he can go get everything off the tower.
Let me ask you this question because you said something, and then we're gonna connect with Elizabeth and maybe come back to you. But so, are you able to eat the produce off of the tower without any pain and challenges? Is that
No, it's because it's still live, fruit and vegetables. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah?
still a challenge, right? So some things I have to cook,
Okay.
because I can't do a lot of raw, but I already know it has more nutrition. The things that
Yeah.
I do eat straight off the tower, because it's all a choice, right? Like I said, for me, I have no colon and this is now my life. Just it's going to be painful. But if I need to have pain getting something in me that is good for me
Mhm.
versus just, whatever there is, choosing the option, like eating more fresh, has helped me. Like I said, I'm almost 60. You can't even tell that they said I wouldn't even be alive by 30. You know what
Wow.
I mean? I just like I like I said, I wish I would have thought this through or anything, but it's important, I think, that people understand it's, yeah, it's great and fun to grow your own food, but it's purposeful.
Purposeful.
Purposeful. It's so much more. If you got a choice to put something in your body, choose the best. And like you said, now it's free because my tower's paid for. So,
Or
and I did plant flowers because I could never get outside, right? Like I said, I'm in my room all the time. So those few moments that I get out, I thought about that. I said, you know what? I'm going to put some flowers in here. And they just started growing. So I'm so excited.
thank you so much for sharing that. It's so inspiring, and there are people in the chat that are commenting, and Eunice, I'll come to you in a second. So Elizabeth, you are in Southern California. So Dee is in Arizona, which is hot, and she's able to grow. And then Elizabeth is in California. It is raining today. But Elizabeth, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions that I know that people have. What do you do about pests? What do you spray? How do you mitigate? Because I know that people are saying, well, what about bugs? What about bugs, Elizabeth?
Well, by and large, I don't have many aphid infestations or anything like that, because I plant marigolds on the tower along with plants that can get aphids. And I choose, and the plants that can get them, it seems like anyway, or that they're attracted to, tend to be like spinach and kale. However, I also keep this Dr. Earth spray. It's all natural, and we'll spray the base of the plant and I check my leaves regularly when the plants are very young and are taking off. Because like you were talking about, things grow 30% faster in the towers. And yet when the plants are babies and they're taking hold and everything, certainly the first month, because kale, spinach, those will be gifts that keep on giving. That rainbow Swiss chard that keeps coming, as well.
You said, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I check my leaves. I resonate so much with what Dee said. I have celiac, and being able to grow your own greens, and while we can't grow citrus, we can grow berries, because I grow strawberries on the towers and with basil, and it just brings so much joy. You're like partnering with God, creating oxygen when you're growing inside in your house. And then you're also, you're just getting the joy of seeing your greens come to fruition and then being able to eat them, and the micronutrients, and they're so nutrient dense when they come out of the tower. So let's see. I don't really put anything on my tower. I guess I have gone through spells of cinnamon or cayenne pepper, but that was before I also discovered Dr. Earth. And then I like the Dr. Earth approach, checking my leaves, staying on top of anything, so you don't really get an infestation that has taken off that you didn't notice.
And Dr. Earth, to be clear, is a mixture of essential oils, right?
Yes, basically.
And it can be purchased at different stores.
Amazon. I think even Walmart has it.
Now, I wonder, and I don't know if Sherry, are you around for me to ask you a couple of questions? Because I know you're in a cold climate. Are you able to speak, Sherry?
Yeah, absolutely. It's dumping snow right here, right now. Yeah, I'm at 6,000 feet. So in a different environment from you guys.
Yes. And indoors, right? Opposed to outdoors. And so can you just share with us your experience with growing inside using grow light? Anything that you would want to share?
Sure. Yeah. So, in the summer I can have the outdoor tower, but our growing season in the summer is only about 3 months. So most of my growing on the tower garden has been indoors, and we have a really south facing property, and we get a lot of light. And, I tried growing years ago. I've had my tower garden for 12 years.
Wow.
And before the lights were a thing, we were able to grow a few things, but let me just tell you, you have to have the lights, because it makes such a difference in getting strong plants. And I was just going to add to what Elizabeth was saying about the pests. One of the things I've done with the indoor growing is to have a small fan next to the tower. That's really helped me a lot. It also has helped the plants become stronger. The roots and stuff, I feel like, get better. Like the plant seems like it's stronger.
Okay.
And I have had a few times where I've had to just kind of start over because of aphids, but overall, I would say that's maybe like 5% of the time. It's like really hasn't been that. And I think what you said, Elizabeth, is really important, to check the plants when they're young and really check the leaves. And because of your tip, I did get that same Dr. Earth, and I need to get some more, because it does work great. I'm not sure what else I can add.
That's wonderful. I want to say that for those that are listening, we're a big old community. We have so many resources, and everybody learns different. Sometimes there's blogs that you can tap into. There's actual live chat and Facebook groups. And then we have a live opportunity where we can come in with growers and discuss. So you're never alone with the process, and you can be like me, never a grower of any sort and grow, or you could be this master gardener or anything in between and still be successful. But the bottom line is you're getting fresh food, then you know where it's coming from, and you decide what you're getting, and it doesn't go bad. You just pick it as you need it. Eunice, is there anything that you would want to share? I know that you grow. I'm not sure if you do. You may be not accessible, and that's okay. But is there anything you wanted to add or say, Eunice?
She has
Oh,
a question
Oh,
there.
question. Oh, the question, yes.
Elizabeth and I was communicating earlier. Someone sent me a message about their tower indoors
Oh, okay.
has an odor that she can't get rid of. She's
Ah.
she's grown indoors before.
Uh-huh.
She said she's cleaned it and everything else. And someone told her to use hydroperoxide. So I wanted to find out from Sherry, has she had any challenges like that?
Any stinky tower? You had any?
I haven't had that issue. I don't know what that could be. No, and maybe it's because I grow things that smell good.
Yeah.
The only thing I could think of was that there's some algae, that the things aren't sealed up, and so there's algae growth that they're smelling, or that would stink. That would stink, like filmy algae can smell. And because I don't know if they're in a basement, I don't know where they're growing. You know what I'm saying? As far as if they have a fan, Eunice, you might ask if they have a fan.
Yeah, I'll ask her
because
about
it
the
might
fan.
be there's too much humidity. And
yeah, she makes it seem like she recently cleaned the tower. But now I should ask her where it is, because I do know that maybe last year or something, she told me she had it in the bathroom. Maybe it's too small and not getting enough air in the bathroom.
Yeah, definitely ask her.
It's not in a good environment wherever it is. I'll tell you that. And I know Sherry's had this happen, and I think Robin's had this happen.
No,
Someone has trouble growing some, and they used to be able to grow. You say, where did you move your tower? What changed, or what? Have you been talking to your plants? I actually ask them that too, because I do. And I had somebody that their tower wasn't thriving because it was in a room where the teenager was, and they were having arguments all the time. I said, well, the plants are upset.
Yeah, and no, and
I mean,
go ahead. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. We were just talking about the other day. People don't think about that. Like
it all goes together. It all goes together.
And so
it's so interesting, because I was always told by my aunts who helped me have house plants, if a plant wasn't doing well, to put it next to a speaker, that music is really good for the plants.
Yeah,
music is. It soothes them like it soothes us. Sherry.
Isn't that amazing? And so
I
maybe
love it.
them being in the bathroom, they don't want to be in there, perhaps. I don't know. But you were gonna say, and we're gonna wrap up the recording in just a second, but go ahead, Eunice.
I also want to share that last year, Elizabeth and I was talking, because I have 3 towers. One is on front porch. I put it out last year, thought it would do well. And the other 2 are in the backyard. The one on the front, and I guess it was because of the traffic and stuff, it did not do well at all compared to the towers in the back. So Elizabeth told me to pull it out so it can get more air, which did help. I also had to end up buying grow lights for it. It's outdoors, but I gave it everything except the music. But it just, and I honestly, when someone mentioned that, the environment in the front, because you got cars, you got the mailman coming up to the door, and I guess it just doesn't like it. But however, for Christmas, I put it back out there again. This time I decorated it. I said, maybe you'll feel better this time. I gave it some bows and stuff.
Yeah, you loved on it, and you gotta keep it when you're outside with the tower. It needs to be away enough from the building so that air can pass behind the tower.
I love that. I mean, those that are listening, like, it is living and it behaves according to energy and environment, which I think people forget that. And it sounds funny at first, but if they don't like if you have bad energy and people are fighting, they won't behave. So I'm gonna say to those that are listening to the recording or those that are here live, contact the person that invited you here. If you have other questions or you're ready to get started growing, there's a money back guarantee, 90-day money back guarantee on the tower. There's also a year warranty on parts and all of that good stuff. So there's no excuse maybe not to start, because it's the best way that we know of, an easy way to grow your food and with ease. So with that being said, again, I want to say contact the person that invited you here, and thank you to Dee and Sherry and Elizabeth and Eunice for sharing their insight on the tower. And because the weather is crazy in parts of the world, we weren't able to go outside and show you outside towers. So with that being said, I'm going to close out the recording, and I'm gonna stop the recording. How do we do it? Okay, stop the recording.